My name is Rick Johnson. I work here at TechExcel, and I'm going to take you through the presentation this morning. So, who am I? I worked for about 15 years in the service desk arena. I've been a service desk manager for companies such as Gateway, Compact, QAS, Trigold, before joining TechExcel about 3 years ago. You see the agenda in front of you. We're just going to have a brief look at as well what is TechExcel and what we do for you, those that don't know. We were founded in 1995 and started to ship products in 1996. So we've been on the marketplace for about 15 odd years. We have offices in the US, UK, and China, which means we can cover all the time zones for support purposes. I have 2 slides on our customers. I just want to give you an idea how vertical the software is when it comes to this. I'm sure you'll recognize some of these names here. Finally, I just want to touch on our product lines. What we're talking about today relates to the service suite, although the webinar is completely vendor neutral. It has nothing to do with our products whatsoever. The other side to TechExcel is our application lifecycle management software, ALM, for software development companies to manage their software development cycles. So the agenda for today is really what's in self-service for you and the customer, what services are suitable for self-service, how do you market it internally, how do you keep the momentum, and we're going to go through a summary in the end. And we are also going to look at some resources that you have there. So the web self-service option helps reduce cost and load on the service desk by offering direct access to frequently asked questions, simple inquiries about open requests through a web self-service portal. By preempting these minor and repetitive queries that arise, call volumes can be significantly reduced and customer satisfaction levels increased, leaving staff on the desk to deal with more complex inquiries. Many inbound customer service inquiries to help desk or to ask about status for open calls or request common information. Many of the issues reported are well known by your support team and can be resolved easily if the customers are given their own access to the self-help tools. Making web self-help functionality available to your customers and employees makes more efficient use of your service resources, and leaving people free to concentrate on resolution of calls that are critical to your business. By analyzing the behaviors of the customers, you can proactively add service and solutions to your customers. The benefits to the customer is obviously they can access support anytime. While phone access to the support center may be restricted to certain hours, a web support portal is available whenever you want help, 24/7. Ultimately, what does the customer want? They want increased availability to the solutions. With access to rich support portals, customers enjoy increased and faster access to solutions, especially for common problems. A key benefit for your customers is the higher system availability. Fast access to solutions that leads to higher uptime and satisfaction with their systems as well as with your support team. Your portal can also build relationship with customers if you offer the ability to influence support service. For instance, by submitting feedback and requests for enhancements, etc. So, what services are suitable for self-service? Well, let's have a little look at this. If we look at logging calls and incidents and requests, how many process email incidents here and have difficulty with poor quality emails. The issue is that emails are unformatted text and by nature can allow a wide variety of quality. The solution is to provide online entry for incidents via a self-service portal. Allow customers to enter or update incidents by themselves in the portal, which enforces accuracy and completeness. You can also allow for attachments of screenshots and of other parts of the problem. Furthermore, be sure to ensure a search of the knowledge base before you allow the entry to be made. Otherwise, you risk having unnecessary incidents entered when a solution may already be available for your customers. And finally on that, make sure that there is an ability to the customer to close the call if they found the information themselves. You don't want that to go into your service desk. Finally, you also want to route these incidents and requests through your normal support channels, avoiding the need for special monitoring or any type of extra support. If we then also look at automated status reporting, how many of your customers are actually calling in for the status of their support requests? Valuable time is taken up by analysts. You have a reactive approach to support. The customer is actually already unhappy by the time he calls you. After logging on, customers should be able to query the status of their open incidents and requests by number, location, date, or other criteria that they may wish. Summary information, complete drill-down reporting should be available in your portal. This sets expectations more accurately and keeps customers well informed. This maintains high customer satisfaction levels while averting incoming calls to your service desk for status. It ensures higher analyst productivity in the support center, and the answer in all of this is to be proactive and keep the statuses on requests coming with updates so they can see exactly what's going on with their call. Another key element in your self-service portal is knowledge management. The portal should provide fast answers to top frequently asked questions and solutions to simple common problems that customer can solve themselves. By providing access to simple reusable solutions and answers to common questions, it becomes an easy way to access the knowledge base. It enables the customers to get quick answers for their questions and resolve simple repetitive problems through access to your knowledge base and your portal, and information resources leading to higher customer satisfaction, avoids incoming calls and reduces average resolution times and ultimately lowers the costs. Some important things to keep in mind in this is to provide access only to customer-ready solutions. So make sure that the solutions you have in there are vetted for customer use. It's very important that you make sure that you can't manage what you don't measure. So measure what are they using and how are they using it. Design metrics into your solution. Some typical sort of metrics for a self-service portal would be, for instance, number of hits, what are the most popular pages, how many visitors do you get on it, metrics on your knowledge base, what's the growth rate, how often is solutions reused, how many times is the solution valuable, and is it logging a successful call, if you will, and what's the solution reuse rate. A top 10 list of FAQs should also be auto-generated within the knowledge base and posted to the portal. Another area is access to HR and Active Directory data. Small things like allowing the employees to update their address keeps the system up to date with actually not having any human interaction, and it saves a whole lot of money long term. If you look at reports, if you allow customers to design their own reports based on their requests, and maybe even given managers access to do reports on their own teams. Finally, on this slide, we're going to talk a little bit about automation and how far you can go. Automation is clearly desirable when you want to reduce unnecessary repetitive work for your staff. However, if handled poorly, it can be one of the most annoying things for the customer to be confronted with. Clearly, you should automate processes such as forgetting passwords, sending registration details, confirming orders, and so on. But when a customer has made a specific inquiry, the only decent way of handling it is through a human. So for email inquiries, then make sure an agent reviews the auto-suggested answers to your service desk for a better level of service than pure auto-response and retain some benefits of the automation in it anyway. If you're going to interact with a customer using an automated tool, you must tell them up front that it is automated and how to bypass the system if they need to contact a human. By all means automate, but make sure you set the expectation clearly and offer alternate ways. We're now going to look at a few examples of portals, just real quickly. So on this slide, I just want you to notice this is a standard type of a portal. And you can see there is a bit of an announcement there. You have the ability to search the knowledge base. You can submit issues. And you have an incident and request list that they can see. The other bit that you also should be on an incident is, like you see, the logged incident should have a visible SLA, which you can see there in the corner. They should have the ability to add attachments and screenshots to the call. There should also be a knowledge-based search on the problem. And as you can see in the bottom here, you have the ability to use a web conversation or a chat with the analyst. And finally, at the very bottom there, you see you can close the call by ticking the box, which will help the support team because then they don't actually have to go into it again. Here is also an example of a knowledge base. As you can see, there's a whole list of knowledge there, and on the left-hand pane, you see you have an FAQ list and so on as well to help your customers. So, what services are suitable for self-service? I mean, there is an 80-20 rule in most things, and this is no exception. It's important to look at the ways where you can have the web help you improve quality of customer service and help you getting your offering out there. But you also need to look at what you should get out there. So if you look at this, customer service demands typically follow the 80-20. Most service demands offer the same thing. Don't try to cover everything. Focus on the majority initially. With announcement, drive the customers to your portal with announcement of new services, outages, other information. Make it their first port of call for any type of information about the IT service desk. How many times have you wished that customers had the right manual or user guide handy? How many questions and problems might have been avoided then? Customers want to be informed, and we want to keep them informed on how to use their systems, especially during times of change. So if you have new rollouts, policy changes, changes to service level agreements, you want to make sure that they get the information. Your analysts need the customer to refer to user manuals, user guides, and other sets of instructions from time to time. Why make it difficult? Equip them with access to the user guides, manuals, and installation and configuration instructions. With an integrated knowledge base and document management, they will easily be able to search manuals for particular topics, and they can download PDF versions in case they misplace their own documentations. Service level agreements. How many have had end users calling in not knowing the terms of their SLAs. It is very common. Negotiating and documenting service level agreements doesn't do anyone any good if the contents of those agreements aren't actually communicated to the customers and the end users. And also to the help desk. Customers need to know what to expect, and staff needs to know what levels of service they are given to the customer. Provide a link when they log an issue or an incident with the service level, informing customers about their SLA. Make effective communications about it, resulting in their expectations being more accurately set and higher satisfaction in the end. Service catalogs is becoming an increasingly important vehicle for IT these days to provide the right service and the right quantities to meet the demands of the business. Let it evolve to a fully actionable service catalog that not only advertises your services, but actually incorporates things like request fulfillment to carry out fulfillment of service requests. What if you can handle a significant amount of these through your self-service portal? How much time can you save worth of analyst time? How much cost would this represent? In reality, a 24/7 web portal is a very cost-effective way to handle low-priority service requests, reserving valuable phone time for processing high-priority incidents. And what you need to do is position your web as your preferred channel to handle routine and the requests coming in. The benefit is obviously it conserves valuable analyst time to handle higher priority incidents. It allows service requests to be entered and processed in a more cost-effective, automated way via the web. It also provides a convenient 24/7 access for the customer. So how many out there get a lot of calls of resetting customers' passwords? One of the biggest sources of simple repeat calls for many service desks is actually password resets. Between 30 to 50% of the calls, in fact, is indicated by a recent study of ITSMF. This represents a significant potential cost saving for many organizations, since end users easily could reset their own passwords if they are properly equipped. Take a look at your current call volume on password resets. What are the number of calls? By knowing your average cost per call, calculate your potential cost saving. If you could empower your customers to say, do half of these reset calls, how much time and money would you actually save? By calculating the cost involved in the present solution versus implementing an automated password solution, you may be able to put a clear business case together for implementing this into your portal. And it's easy to deploy one of the many standard solutions out there for the portal, and the benefits will empower customers to resolve these simple requests themselves, freeing up your staff and lowering costs and improving productivity, really. Here's some of the examples again. I just want to show you the service level here, and you can see that what type they've logged on the service level and what they can expect in response and resolve times. Another one is just having a look at, you can obviously have announcements in your portal, and you can tell them either like it does here for training schedules and announcing new products or outages, really. I mean, there is no limit on what you can use here. So how do you market self-service? When designing a portal, ask more than the IT team to go and ask your customers and users what they would like to see. The best way to know what to include is go directly to the source. Adoption rates tend to be much higher when users and customers know that they are involved in the process. Maybe you create a beta version of your portal and ask your users to test and apply the feedback before you go live. Another important fact is actually to align it with your organization's website. The portal should have the same look and feel as other corporate branded sites, so they know they are within the company. Your portal is your image, and it needs to be consistent, aligned with your organization's web whenever it changes. You also need to make the homepage count. The homepage of a self-service portal is like a cover of a book. If you want somebody to use it, they must be presented with something clear that's usable and should include all the information that could entice users to want to see more in the portal. Include things such as warnings, outages, news, events, support tips, and tricks. You can even create a User of the Month section, highlighting a user that fully embraced the portal. Sometimes looking at other users is enough to get people interested in trying something new. Make certain that the portal design is clear and the information stored on the homepage is helpful to the users. When you design a portal, make certain that users can not only search for the knowledge, but they can easily get status updates, new historical incidents that's been closed. Teaching your users and customers that the portal in many ways are like a journal and can be used as a reference tool will go a long way. It's quite often you have an incident that's reoccurring and they want to see what happened the last time. Using web conversations as a part of the portal experience will keep your users and customers coming back, and they will in turn get more familiar with the portal concept. You should treat this as a product launch. Why, you might ask? Because it's very difficult to recover if you don't get the users there the first time. Remember, this is your portal. It's a channel for your customers to access your center and obtain service. And first impressions last, so make sure you do it right the first time. So plan the rollout carefully by minimizing risk and maximizing your success. When it comes to building enthusiasm for self-service portal, marketing is critical. You can never plan enough for a new initiative. And here are some ideas that we've been using in the past to get people to use portals. You record a message on your phone system telling people that you have the service available while they wait for a support call. Place a signature line in all support analyst emails announcing the portal availability and a direct link to it. Maybe stress to all the users that they are helping the company. Many users care about how much money a company is spending in operations. Let them know that they are saving money for your company by using the portal. If you're using a web conversation, tell the callers that web conversations will get responded to first. Make the browser homepage of your users the portal site. Promote it while analysts have silent time. While they're testing something on a user's machine, they can talk to the user about the portal. Offer things like a free online demo on how it works. Have stickers on the assets promoting the sites. Make sure you keep it current through automated updates and effective management of it. Put metrics in place to report on the effectiveness of the portal so you can manage it even more efficiently and report success to support, management, and customers. As the percentage of incidents created through the portal begin to rise, create announcements letting everyone know the success of the portal. Sometimes knowing that other users are embracing the new portal is enough to make otherwise hesitant users give it a try. Update signatures of support analysts to include success stories when they become available. In other words, just spread the success of your portal. So how do you keep the momentum? By realizing the importance of this valuable asset, you need to make sure you don't neglect it. Constantly remind your users and customers that the portal exists. If you're accustomed to sending email responses with updates, try updating the incident and then sending a link to the portal with more information of the incident. During a call with a customer, your analyst should remind the caller they can check the reported incident for any updates by simply logging into the portal. Finally, when a user or customer calls in to report an incident, make certain that even though the ticket was created by a support analyst, the customer still receives an email with a link to the ticket on their behalf. Reinforcing the system in place is paramount to a successful self-service operation. Use online surveys and feedback to constantly improve your portal. If you take some time to listen and read what your users and customers are requesting, you might be surprised how easy it is to give what they want. When you initially release your portal, you must be ready to make changes and try new things. A portal is never perfect on day one. It takes time to get there. And try to develop a portal that will grow with the users. When it's gained momentum, start thinking about other services you could add. Things like you could add in HR and facilities management to this. In summary, there is an easier way to provide service. It is through a portal. You will be more customer and business-centric by deploying another key channel for your customers to use. And it will be much easier for customers to do business with your team. You will lower your costs. And by enabling customers to simply solve their issues themselves. You will be speeding up average handling times by a higher output and input that is automated. You have higher uptime results with higher productivity. You're seen as being very proactive. Staff will have more opportunities to engage with proactive problem management, eliminating sources of problems. And this will all increase customer satisfaction because they will have access to many solutions that they can use on a daily basis. They will have higher uptime, and they will be informed on what to expect next. You differentiate your team by the fact that you offer an effective and proactive service. Some more resources on this can be found with the Help Desk Institute on thinkhci.com. You also have some similarities on this with the Service Desk Institute, sdi-europe.com. And there is a large proportion of this on Association of Support Professionals, ASP. Or just call us at TechExcel and we'll help you when you're thinking about implementing a portal. Now, let's see if there is any questions. It seems like everybody seems happy today with what we've gone through. So thank you very much for your time, and we will be sending out a mail after this with a guide on how you do these things. Thank you very much for your time today. Goodbye.